The weight found you tonight. Maybe it settled somewhere between the last task you couldn't finish and the moment you finally sat down. You didn't plan to feel this full, but here you are late, a little breathless, carrying more than you can name right now. This space is for exactly that, not for having it together, not for performing peace, just for being honest about what tonight feels like. And if you stay a while, something is waiting here for you. Not answers necessarily, but something steadier than the noise. There is a specific kind of tired that doesn't show up on your face. It lives a little lower, in the chest maybe, or behind the eyes. It's the tired of a mind that never fully stopped today. You were present where you needed to be. You answered what needed answering. You kept moving when it would have been easier not to. And somehow, the moment you finally had nothing left to do, the mind kept running. The thing you said in that conversation, replayed 3 more times than was useful. The awareness that the inbox is still full, even though you cleared it twice. The list of tomorrow, sitting at the edge of tonight. The low weight of knowing that you gave a great deal of yourself today. The day simply absorbed it without ceremony and moved on as days do. You know this feeling. It isn't dramatic. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It just hums. A low, persistent hum, like something left on in another room. There is something specific about late nights that we don't talk about enough. During the day, the pace protects you. There is always a next thing, a response to send, a person to answer to, a problem to root through, and the movement, all that forward motion, creates its own kind of buffer. You don't have to sit with anything when you're busy managing everything. The feelings stay at the edges. There is simply no room for them in the middle. But then the day ends, the pace slows, the notifications stop coming in so fast, the house settles into quiet, and in that quiet, what had been at the edges comes forward. Not because something is wrong with you, not because you failed to manage yourself correctly, but because stillness creates room, and what fills that room is honest. It might be the low-grade sense of being behind on something you can't quite identify. It might be the mental replay of a moment you handled just fine at the time, but your mind has decided needs further review. It might be the quiet awareness that the people depending on you are depending on a version of you that is running lower than they know. Or it might be the weight of being responsible for things that matter in a world that keeps asking more than it gives back. That is not a small thing. That is the texture of a life lived attentively, of someone who takes what they've been given seriously. And you have been carrying it faithfully, mostly without complaint, usually without acknowledgement. You are not failing because tonight feels heavy. A day that asked much of you is allowed to leave a mark. You don't have to bounce back by morning. You don't have to feel better by the time this ends. You don't have to locate the silver lining or reframe this into something easier to hold. You are allowed to arrive here exactly as you are, without the cleaned up version, without the spiritual performance, without pretending tonight is something other than what it is. Just you, as this late hour has found you. That's where something real begins. God does not wait for you to gather yourself before drawing near. He does not require a composed version of you as the entry point. He meets you in the middle of the scattered thoughts, in the space between the last task you finished and the first thing you'll carry into tomorrow. Right now, in this moment, you are not too crowded inside for grace. You are not too drained to be held. The fullness you're feeling tonight does not push his presence away. It seems to draw him closer. The empty places in us are the ones most available to be filled. Let's slow down for just a moment. If you've been moving since early, let your shoulders drop slightly. There's no pace required here. Nothing you need to produce. No efficient use of this time being measured. Just this moment. The quiet of it and what it actually contains. The pressure you've been carrying today does not have to follow you into this space. You can leave it at the edge of this, just for now. Think about where you are right now. Maybe the lamp is on and everything else in the room is dark. Maybe you can hear the house settling, the particular quiet of a building at rest after the motion of a full day. Maybe you've been sitting in the same chair for the last hour, not quite ready to sleep, not quite sure what you're waiting for. That chair, that particular quiet. This is a real moment. It counts. You don't have to be anywhere else right now. You don't have to be performing a better version of this evening. You are here, and something here is for you. When the pressure builds to a certain level, when the mental load gets heavy enough, there's a particular quality it takes on. It stops feeling like a list of problems to solve. It starts feeling like a climate. It becomes the atmosphere you're moving through, rather than a set of specific things to address. It isn't one thing. It's the combination. It's the accumulation. The long week compounding with the difficult conversation, compounding with the thing you still haven't dealt with, compounding with the fact that you're tired, and being tired makes everything harder to carry, and the mind, in response to this pressure, starts working faster. It tries to solve its way out of the feeling. It generates options and scenarios and contingencies. It's trying to find the edge of the problem, trying to reach the place where it finally makes sense. Here is the honest thing. Some of what you're carrying tonight cannot be resolved by thinking harder. The pressure is real. The weight is real. But more analysis in the late hours will not lift it. What the night actually offers is something different from solutions. It offers rest. Real rest. The kind that does something at a level that problem solving cannot reach. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Not as a piece of information, as an invitation. Come weary. Come burdened. Come exactly as late nights find you, with the mental noise still running, with the unnamed weight still present. This was not written for a calmer version of tonight. It was written for this one. It doesn't say come when you've sorted yourself out. It doesn't say come once the pressure has let up. It doesn't say come after you've arrived at a more presentable state. It says come. The weariness is not the disqualifier. The weariness is the reason. You are not being asked to earn this rest by arriving in a particular condition. You are being invited to bring the condition you're in and let something be given. We sometimes hear the word weary as weakness, or as defeat, or as something to push through. But weary simply means this: you've been pressing forward long enough that the pressing has cost something. That's the description of faithfulness, not failure. Weary people are people who showed up, who took what mattered to them seriously, who kept going when the easier option was available. The weariness is evidence of the effort. The effort is evidence of the care. God is not impatient with weary people. He is not waiting for you to recover your energy before He's interested in your company. He is here. In the tired, in the running low, in the late hour when the mask comes off. Here, drained, honest. Something about this moment is right. You are still here. Take a breath with me, slowly. Not to perform something, just to let yourself land, right here, right now, without needing to be further along. The mind that won't slow down after midnight is usually not trying to make things worse. It's trying to protect you. It runs the scenarios because it learned that preparation is the same as safety. That if it can anticipate the problem won't catch you off guard. It replays the conversations, looking for what it missed, what it might have said differently, what signal it should have caught earlier. It keeps tomorrow's demands alive tonight, because being caught unprepared feels more dangerous than the sleeplessness. There is a strange and exhausting logic to all of that noise. The mind working overtime is its own kind of trying, but you've reached the point tonight where the trying becomes the problem, the protection becomes the pressure. the thoughts that were meant to keep you safe, and now the things keeping you awake. Letting go doesn't mean stopping caring. It doesn't mean abandoning your responsibilities. It doesn't mean pretending tomorrow isn't coming. It means putting down the managing just for tonight, letting the grip loosen slightly, not because everything is resolved, but because you were not designed to hold it all through the night as well. There is something that can hold what you cannot, and releasing toward it is not irresponsibility. It is the most accurate description of what you are actually capable of holding in a single night. On borrowed energy, the peace available to you tonight is not the absence of difficulty. It is not the feeling you get when everything is finally settled. It is something that exists inside the unsettled, a steadiness that does not require the circumstances to cooperate, a quiet confidence that is not the same as certainty, but that holds in the dark nonetheless. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah 40:29. We tend to hear this as a promise about tomorrow, about what is coming. It is also about right now. Something is at work in the quiet, not something you can always feel, not something that announces itself, but something that enters the tired spaces and does something there. Like slow water finding its way into dry soil, not dramatic, not immediate, but thorough. When you wake tomorrow, you will not be the exact same as you are in this moment. Not because everything will have changed around you, but because something in you will have been attended to, renewed at a level that doesn't always reach the surface right away, but that shows up eventually as a steadiness that wasn't there the night before. That is the kind of help available tonight. Not the removal of everything hard, but a quiet, ongoing strengthening within whatever remains. You don't have to manufacture this. You don't have to feel it actively happening for it to be real. The faith that stays in the dark and says, I'm here. I'm not carrying this by myself tonight. That is not a small thing. That is one of the most honest stances I know. If there is something specific that has been circling in your mind tonight, a thought that keeps returning, a worry that has followed you from morning, acknowledge it now. Not to solve it, not even to understand it fully. Just let it be known, in whatever words come naturally, or in no words at all. Bring it into the open. Stop carrying it in the part of you that has been running the calculations. Set it in a more open place. You don't have to figure this out tonight. You just have to be willing to let it be held by something with more capacity for it than you have right now. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 57. Cast There's deliberate effort in that word. It isn't passive hoping. It isn't the gentle wish that things would ease. It suggests a real movement, picking something up, turning towards something, and releasing it in that direction. Not putting it down nearby where you'll pick it back up, casting it with intention, with the willingness to let go. And the reason the passage gives for why this is possible is not because you have been spiritually consistent enough, not because you've prayed with the right frequency, not because you've earned relief, because He cares for you. That is the ground the whole thing rests on, a care that precedes the casting, a love that was already present before you arrived tonight. You cast into something that was already there, already turned toward you, already patient with the pace of your arriving, the anxiety you've been managing today, the mental noise that follows you home, the pressure that arrived with the morning and hasn't fully left. You are not required to carry all of that alone. You were never designed to. The invitation to cast isn't reserved for what we usually call crises. It isn't only for the dramatic or the catastrophic. It's for exactly this, the ordinary, accumulated weight of a full life that leaves you running low by evening, the kind of heavy that doesn't make headlines, that no one else can fully see, that you manage so quietly that sometimes even the people closest to you don't know how much you've been holding. That's what this was written for, in the quiet, in the honest acknowledgement of tonight. Let whatever is heaviest in you begin to move, not with force, not with spiritual effort you don't have, just the small willingness to say, I'm not holding this alone tonight. That's enough. That's where the rest starts. The releasing isn't always one clean moment. For most of us, on most nights, it's more like returning to the same open hand. Several times in the same hour, the thought comes back. You offer it again. The worry returns. You release it again. That's not failure. That is the actual texture of trust. It is not a one-time transaction. It is a repeated returning. God receives each return with the same patience as the first. He is not frustrated by your returning. He does not tire of the repeated releasing. He receives it each time, as if it is the first time you've come. If you've been here for a while, tonight something has shifted. Maybe just slightly. Maybe not as much as you'd like, but the pace is different now than when you arrived. The breath is slower. The grip is a little looser. The restlessness that was running loudly at the beginning, it may still be present, but it has less urgency now. Something has been tended to. Don't dismiss that because it isn't dramatic. Some of the most real changes happen quietly, at the level of the breath, at the level of the chest, at the level of the part of you that holds what you can't articulate. That part has been in this too, and something has been given to it tonight. Tomorrow is real. The responsibilities are real. The things that were heavy today will likely still require something from you. I'm not going to tell you the weight disappears. I'm not going to promise the morning will feel dramatically different from tonight. The difference between carrying something alone and carrying something within a held life is not always visible on the surface. From the outside, it might look the same schedule, same responsibilities, same inbox. But the inside is different. There is something underneath that does not drain at the same rate, something that replenishes at a level you can't quite point to, a quietness in the middle of the noise that wasn't there before, a steadiness that isn't yours exactly, that comes from somewhere deeper than your own reserves. That is what tonight is making available to you, not the removal of difficulty, but the presence of something within it. You have been faithful with a great deal. I don't know the specific shape of your life. I don't know the particular weight you've been carrying this week, but the kind of person who ends up in a space like this, at this hour, they are people who care, people who take their responsibilities seriously, people who show up even when it costs them, people who stay even when leaving would be easier. If that's you, and I believe it is, then what you need to hear tonight is not a correction. It is a permission. Permission to be tired without apology. Permission to be worn down without shame. Permission to need the kind of rest that only comes from something outside yourself. You are allowed. You are seen. You are not in this alone. There is rest in being fully known and fully held at the same time. Usually we get one or the other. Someone who understands the texture of what we're carrying, but who can't actually do much about it. Or someone who holds us steadily, but who doesn't quite see the specific shape of the weight. Both are good. Both matter. But when the knowing and the holding come together, when something sees exactly where you are and stays with you there, exactly there, without flinching or rushing you forward, something loosens that nothing else loosens. That's what tonight is offering, not through this voice, but through the one this voice is pointing toward. Let yourself be known that way, without editing, without the version of yourself you'd prefer to present. Just, this is where I am. This is what today did. This is the weight I arrived with. This is the honest shape of tonight. And then let yourself be held, actually held. The ground beneath you is sustained right now. The breath in your body is given right now. The quiet around you is not empty. It is full of a presence that does not tire of being with you. That presence is here, in this low light, in this late hour, in this particular weariness. that belongs to you and no one else. A few quiet truths to carry back into tomorrow. The first: weariness is not evidence of failure. It is often the honest cost of caring faithfully. What you felt today was real. What it cost you was real. You are allowed to acknowledge that without turning it into a verdict about yourself. The second: the thoughts that circled tonight don't all require resolution by morning. Some of what the mind produces in the late hours dissolves in the light of the next day. You are allowed to put down the questions that weren't yours to answer tonight. They will still be there, and you will have more for them in the morning than you have right now. The third: you are not the only set of hands holding your life. There is a steadiness underneath you that does not depend on your performance, a faithfulness that does not waver simply because yours did. Rest into that tonight. Actually rest. Let it carry what your hands are too tired to hold. If something from tonight stayed with you, a moment that felt honest, a passage that landed somewhere real, you're welcome to share that below. This space reads every comment with care, and if you're carrying something specific tonight, you can leave that here quietly as well. Go gently into the rest of this night. What is held is not forgotten.